Welcome, my name is Chisel, and this week on Building with Bits, we're going to combine together functionality and beauty by upgrading this cute little farming village behind me with its very own fully working windmill, or about as close as I can get with the Little Tiles mod, which as it turns out, is pretty damn close. So let's get started. We picked the perfect spot just off to the side on top of this little hill, where we begin framing out the sides and building up the brick walls that line the base of the structure. And you can see me here practically laying the wall brick by brick, and with the addition of the slicer tool, we can apply a nice smooth finish to the surface while still getting that circular shape that we're after. The basic design I'm going for needs runners, or just rounded wooden beams, to be laid across the top of the base. These will support the weight of the main cabin above while technically allowing it to slide about. For the walls of the main cabin, we use a really cool technique I figured out by drawing your walls in upside down slices like this. It creates a proper realistic wooden panelled effect. And finally, finishing off the cabin with a nice curved roof, trying not to bring too much attention to the holy surface, which is just the replay mod being a bit glitchy, before we move on to some more brickwork. Now, I felt the wall was rather bland, so I got to playing with the paintbrush tool, which works by letting you apply colours to individual tiny blocks without replacing them or removing them, messing about with the sliders till I got something I liked. We then come around and paint on some darker shades, giving the brickwork some much needed life. Next, we start creating some of the windows and doors, marking out my areas and making sure to bring it away from the main build, so I only get the blocks that I'm after when I'm creating the animated version, and I simply place them in nice and easy. Using brown concrete powder, I try to integrate the building a little more with the land, and then adding in some extra angled support beams on the side. While these were not part of the original design, the way they give the effect of the whole building sloping down to the ground is definitely worth the addition in and of itself. Coming round, we frame out the last doorway, but this time using the slicer in a vertical manner, we build our door trying to resemble corrugated metal. I think it turned out alright, and once finished we place her in and start work on the stairs leading up to the wooden cabin. I knew I wanted these to slope down at a rate of 1 block for every 2 blocks I went across, so using the white concrete in the background, I can measure out exactly where I want all the little steps in order for them to line up perfectly when I copy and paste the stairs in. And coming around to do some final finishing touches on the outside, like supports for the railings and roof, alongside the hole at the front of the cabin intended for the next step in this project. Yep, you guessed it, it's the rotor blades. Making sure I'm lined up with the main build so we can measure out distances just a bit easier, we start building out the magnificent wooden arms and beautiful lattice structure that just looks spectacular swinging past you at high speed, with the tips of these blades in some real life windmills reaching up to 290 kilometers an hour. I think that's around 180 miles an hour, which is insane. That's like super fast. Now, a proper windmill should have a lot of moving parts to it. However, there is only so much we can do in-game, so instead of overcomplicating things, I went with the 3 main parts you'd need to actually get this working as intended. Obviously the blades, but also the main vertical shaft, which is usually used to transfer all the mechanical energy from the turbine throughout the rest of the building to all the other little contraptions, and finally the massive rolling stone at the base that is the thing used to actually crush the grain into flour. Now I just gotta put it all together. There we go, and with everything finally put together, let's check this thing out. Oh, it actually looks majestic from over here. Oh my god, it's great. Okay, right, to get everything moving, you first need to release the turbine blades so they can start spinning. There we go. Then you come through the cabin door to the inside. and flip this lever, which should move the gears to lock in so the center shaft can start spinning, and all that wind energy can now be transferred all the way down to the bottom. Also, if you're working in here on hot days, maybe fixing some stuff, you can open a window or two to help keep you cool. And come back out and come around. And finally, situated in the base, past this beautiful corrugated door, a massive circular stone which rotates on top of a really smooth surface, which is where, as you know, the flower is crushed into existence. So there's a bunch of cool building tips wrapped up in this one, from curved bricks to slanted wooden panels and even an attempt at some mechanical engineering. So drop a like if you enjoyed and let me know if you have any suggestions. I'm a pretty small channel at the moment, so it would make a huge difference if you guys shared this video. And to all of those looking for a world download, I'm now setting a like goal for each video. The goal for this one will be a modest 30 likes, which I think is fair, and once reached I will make the post on my Patreon public and leave a link for everyone to download this world in the description. Anyway, I'll be back soon for another crazy build using the Marvelous Little Tiles mod, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.